The story of the horse and his friends. In a vast and green meadow, there lived a horse named Arka. Arka was a majestic horse with shiny brown fur and spirited eyes. He was known as the leader among his friends, who consisted of various other animals in the meadow. Every day they enjoyed the freedom and beauty of the nature surrounding them. Main characters: Arka, the wise and brave horse, the leader of the group. Luna, a clever and agile rabbit, Arka's close friend. Bimo, an old wise owl who often gives advice to Arka and his friends. Tara, a graceful and curious deer, always eager for new adventures. This meadow is located in a valley surrounded by tall mountains. To the east, there is a clear flowing river, while to the west, a dense forest serves as a refuge for many animals. Every morning, the sun rises beautifully behind the mountains, providing warmth and light for all creatures there. Arka and his friends lived a peaceful life. They often gathered under a large tree in the middle of the meadow to share stories and experiences. On that day, Arka felt something different in the air. He couldn't explain his feelings, but there was an urge in his heart to explore further than usual. Arka: Luna, do you feel something different today? Luna: I feel it too, Arka. It seems like something is waiting for us out there. Bimo: Maybe it's time for you to start a new adventure. This world is full of mysteries waiting to be discovered. Arka, gazing far into the horizon, felt the call of adventure growing stronger. He knew this was the beginning of something great, and he was ready to lead his friends on a journey they had never experienced before. After discussing, they agreed to start their adventure into the forest to the west. They decided to prepare well, bringing supplies, and ensuring all group members were ready for a journey that might be full of challenges. Arka and his enthusiastic friends prepared for their adventure. They realized that this journey would take them to new places and might change their lives forever. After preparing well, Arka and his friends began their journey towards the forest in the west. With burning spirits, they stepped out of the familiar meadow and entered a new world full of mysteries. The different sounds of nature and the fresh aroma of the trees welcomed them. As they entered the forest, the atmosphere felt different. Sunlight barely penetrated the gaps in the dense trees. Strange sounds and moving shadows made them feel anxious. However, they knew that to reach their destination, they had to step into the darkness. As they ventured deeper into the forest, tension began to rise. Arka tried to remain calm and lead his group, but he felt fear gnawing at his heart. Luna, usually cheerful, seemed quieter. Tara tried to stay optimistic, but even she couldn't ignore the eerie atmosphere around them. Arka: We must stay united and support each other. Fear will only hinder us. Luna: But, Arka, I feel like something is watching us. Tara: We must not give up. We have come this far. We need to find a way out of this forest. Bimo: Remember, courage doesn't mean not feeling afraid, but continuing to move forward despite the fear. They continued their journey, trying not to let fear take over. Each step felt heavy, but they encouraged each other. Arka recalled all the lessons Bimo had taught him about courage and perseverance. With strong determination, they pressed deeper into the forest. Arka and his friends faced their fears. Although the atmosphere around them felt frightening, they were determined to keep moving forward and find a way out of this mysterious forest. After struggling against the fear and darkness of the forest, Arka and his friends continued to step carefully. The atmosphere in the forest began to feel calmer, and they started to sense hope. Suddenly, they saw a faint light shining through the trees. With burning curiosity, they decided to approach the source of the light. As they got closer to the light, the atmosphere around them began to change. The trees that once seemed frightening now appeared more beautiful, and the strange sounds began to fade. Arka led his group carefully, trying to stay alert despite his growing curiosity. Arka: Look, there's light ahead of us. Maybe it's a sign that we are heading to a better place. Luna: I feel calmer now. I hope that light leads us to the way out. Tara, come on, we should get closer. Who knows what we will find there? Bimo, remember, even if we find something new, stay cautious. Surprises can come from anywhere. When they finally reached the source of the light, they were surprised to see a small lake surrounded by colourful flowers. The lake's water sparkled like jewels, and the atmosphere around it felt peaceful. They not only found beauty, but also a safe place to rest for a while. Arka and his friends were enchanted by the beauty of the lake. They felt as if they had discovered an oasis in the midst of the frightening forest. With renewed spirits, they planned to rest and strategize their next steps in their adventure. After finding the beautiful lake, Arka and his friends felt relieved and excited. They decided to take a moment to rest by the lake, enjoying the natural beauty around them. The sound of flowing water and the aroma of fresh flowers provided the much-needed tranquility after their exhausting journey. They sat by the lake, savoring this peaceful moment. Arka gazed at the sparkling water's surface, reflecting on the journey they had taken. Luna, usually cheerful, appeared more serene and reflective. Tara admired the beauty of the surrounding flowers, while Bimo observed the environment wisely. Arka, we have overcome many obstacles, but we made it here. This is a moment we should be grateful for. Luna, I feel better now. This beauty reminds me that there is hope amidst difficulties. Tara, this lake is amazing. We should take time to enjoy this beauty. Bimo, remember, every journey has lessons. We must learn from our experiences and prepare for what lies ahead. After resting, they began to discuss their next plans. Arka reminded his friends to stay united and support each other. They agreed to explore deeper into the forest after feeling refreshed. Arka and his friends felt stronger and inspired after their tranquil moment by the lake. They were ready to continue their adventure with renewed hope and courage. After resting and regaining their energy, Arka and his friends felt ready to continue their adventure. With new enthusiasm, they left the lake's edge and stepped deeper into the forest. The atmosphere around them grew more mysterious, with various sounds of nature and dimming light. As they ventured further, the trees became denser and the path began to fade. Arka led carefully, ensuring that all group members stayed with him. Luna, usually enthusiastic, appeared a bit anxious, while Tara continued to strive to remain optimistic. Arka, we must stay focused and support each other. This forest may be full of challenges, but we can face it together. Luna, I hope we don't get lost. The atmosphere here feels very different. Tara, don't worry, Luna. We have been through a lot together. We can surely find our way. Bimo, remember, every step we take is part of this adventure. We must stay alert. They continued to walk, trying to remain calm despite the increasingly tense atmosphere. Suddenly, they encountered a large obstacle blocking their path. In front of them was a massive fallen tree, covering the way they needed to go. Arka paused for a moment to contemplate the situation. His friends looked confused, but Arka knew they had to find a way to get past this obstacle. Arka, we can't turn back now. We need to find a way to get over this tree. Luna, but how can we do that? This tree is huge. Tara, maybe we can work together. We can try to push it or find another way around it. Bimo, remember, every obstacle can be overcome if we unite and think creatively. After discussing, they decided to work together. Arka and Tara tried to push the tree, while Luna and Bimo looked for an alternative route around the obstacle. With their combined efforts, they eventually found a gap on the side of the tree that allowed them to continue their journey. After successfully getting past the fallen tree, they continued their journey. In the middle of their path, they suddenly saw a pile of branches and large stones that seemed difficult to cross. However, they knew that to continue their adventure, they had to work together and find a way to overcome this barrier. They gathered around the obstacle, exchanging ideas on how to get past it. Arka reminded his friends that with cooperation, they could overcome this challenge. Luna, with her intelligence, began looking for ways to move some branches, while Tara tried to find an alternative route around the obstacle. Arka, we can't give up now. If we work together, we can surely get through this. Luna, what if we start by moving these branches? Maybe we can create a clearer path. Tara, I'll look for another way around here. There might be an easier way to get past this obstacle. Bimo, remember, our strength lies in our togetherness. Every idea is valuable, so let's support each other. With high spirits, they began to work together. Luna and Tara moved the branches, while Arka used his strength to push the stones blocking the way. Bimo flew above them, providing direction and motivation. After several attempts, they finally managed to create a path wide enough to get past the obstacle. Arka and his friends felt proud after successfully overcoming the barrier together. They realized that by supporting each other and working together, no challenge was too great to face. With renewed spirits, they continued their journey into the mysterious forest. After struggling hard to get past the obstacle, Arka and his friends finally reached the other side of the pile of branches and stones. However, they soon realized that a greater challenge awaited them. The atmosphere around them began to change, and they felt the rising tension. This was a defining moment that would test their courage and resilience. As they moved forward, Arka felt the urge to lead his group more firmly. Luna, though still a bit anxious, tried to remain optimistic. Tara showed her enthusiasm, while Bimo observed wisely, ready to offer advice if needed. Arka, we have passed the first obstacle, but we must remain vigilant. Whatever lies ahead, we must face it together. Luna, I feel a little scared, but I believe in all of us. We can do this. Tara, let's keep moving forward. We have come this far and we must not give up. Bimo, remember, our courage will be tested. Stay united and support each other. As they continued their journey, they arrived at an open area in the forest. In front of them was a deep, dark ravine, with the sound of rushing water flowing beneath it. They had to find a way to cross this ravine, and the decision they made now would determine the direction of their next adventure. Arka and his friends stood at the edge of the ravine, feeling the tension and challenge ahead of them. They knew this was an important moment that would test their courage and teamwork. The ravine looked daunting, and across it they could see a path leading to their destination. They knew that to continue their adventure, they had to find a way to cross this ravine. Arka and his friends stood at the edge of the ravine, looking down into the dark depths. The sound of water flowing from below added to the tension. Luna, usually brave, seemed hesitant. Tara looked around, searching for a possible bridge or another way to cross. Arka, we can't turn back now. We need to find a way to cross this ravine. Luna, but Arka, this ravine looks very deep and dangerous. What if we fall? Tara, we can look for something we can use as a bridge. Maybe there are large branches or stones we can utilize. Bimo, remember, we must stay calm and think clearly. Together, we can find a solution. After discussing, they began searching around the ravine. Arka and Tara found some large branches strong enough to be used as a temporary bridge. With cooperation, they began arranging the branches to form a bridge that could cross the ravine. With the bridge prepared, Arka stepped forward first. He walked carefully, ensuring that the bridge was strong enough to hold his weight. His friends followed one by one, encouraging and supporting each other. Arka, come on, we can do this, one step at a time. Luna, I'm right behind you, Arka. I believe we can get through this. Tara, be careful, everyone. We're almost across. After carefully crossing the ravine, Arka and his friends finally reached the safe side. They felt relieved and proud to have overcome this challenge together. With renewed spirits, they continued their journey, increasingly confident that they could face whatever lay ahead. After crossing the bridge they had built, Arka and his friends arrived at the new side of the ravine. They were enchanted by the view that stretched before them. This new land was filled with natural beauty they had never seen before, and the spirit of adventure reignited within them. As they stepped into the new land, Arka led his group with curiosity. Luna, Tara, and Bimo followed behind, captivated by the beauty of the flora and fauna surrounding them. The sound of birds chirping and the fresh aroma of flowers made the atmosphere even more delightful. Arka, look how beautiful this place is. We have successfully reached a new destination. Luna, I can't wait to explore further. Who knows what we will find here? Tara, this is an opportunity to learn more about the world around us. Bimo, remember to stay alert. Every adventure brings new challenges. Arka and his excited friends explored the new land full of wonders. They knew this adventure would lead them to unforgettable experiences and valuable lessons. After spending time exploring the beauty of the new land, Arka and his friends felt inspired by all they had seen. They had discovered many natural wonders, but they knew their adventure was not over. With high spirits, they prepared to continue their journey to further places. After enjoying the beauty of the waterfall and the flower fields, Arka gathered his friends to plan their next key steps. They discussed their goals and interesting places they might want to explore further. Arka, we have seen many amazing things here, but there is still much to explore. What do you think about continuing our journey? Luna, I agree. There are many places we haven't seen. I'm curious about the forest over there. Tara, we must be careful, but I'm very excited to discover more beauty. Bimo, remember to stay united and support each other. This adventure will be more meaningful if we do it together. With a plan in place, Arka and his friends continued their journey. They walked with enthusiasm, exploring every corner of the new land they encountered. Each step brought them closer to a greater adventure, and they were ready to face any challenges that might come. Arka and his friends moved forward with confidence and curiosity. They knew this journey would lead them to new, unforgettable experiences, and they were ready to face whatever awaited them ahead. Arka led his group with confidence, while Luna, Tara, and Bimo followed behind, sharing stories and laughter. They passed through a colourful flower field where fragrant aromas filled the air. Their joy made the journey feel lighter, even though they knew new challenges might await them ahead. Arka, we have been through a lot together, and now we are in a place full of wonders. Let's enjoy every moment of this. Luna, I can't wait to see what lies ahead. Every step feels like a new adventure. Tara, we must stay alert. Who knows what we will encounter in this land? Bimo, remember, courage and teamwork are key. We can face anything if we are united. As they continued their journey, they arrived at a path leading into a denser forest. The sound of birds chirping and the wind whispering among the trees created a calming atmosphere. However, behind the beauty, they felt a tension enveloping them. Arka paused for a moment to think about their next steps. Arka gathered his friends and spoke seriously. We need to decide our next direction. This forest may hold many mysteries, but we must be prepared for whatever we might face. Luna nodded in agreement. We can explore this forest and find out what lies within. Maybe we will discover something extraordinary. Tara added, we must stay together and support each other. If we face danger, we must be ready to protect one another. Bimo, with his wisdom, said, let's stay alert and prepare for any possibilities. This adventure is about discovery, but also about courage. With a clear plan and burning spirit, Arka and his friends continued their journey into the dense forest. They knew new challenges awaited, but with courage and teamwork, they were ready to face them. Each step brought them closer to a greater adventure, and they couldn't wait to see what would happen next. Arka stood at the front of the path, contemplating what might await them in the dense forest. He knew that although the forest looked beautiful, there were likely challenges and dangers lurking. His friends gathered around him, waiting for direction. Arka, we must be careful. This forest may hold many mysteries, and we do not know what we will encounter within it. Luna. But we can't turn back now. We have come this far, and I believe we can face it together. Tara. I agree. We must stay united and support each other. If there is danger, we can face it together. Bimo. Remember, we must stay vigilant. Let's keep moving forward, but carefully. With renewed spirit, Arka led his group into the dense forest. The tall and close trees created a cool atmosphere, but also made it difficult for sunlight to penetrate. The sounds of nature surrounded them, but tension still lingered in the air. As they ventured deeper, they began to see signs of forest life. Some small animals scurried by, and the sound of trickling water from a small stream could be heard in the distance. Arka and his friends were enchanted by the natural beauty around them, but they remained cautious of potential dangers that might be lurking. Luna, walking beside Arka, commented, "This forest is so beautiful, but I feel like something is not right." Tara, always optimistic, replied, "We must stay positive. Maybe we will find something extraordinary here." Bimo, flying above them, added, "Remember, this forest is full of mysteries. We must be careful and look out for each other." As they continued their journey, they arrived at the edge of a clear, small stream. The water flowed gently, and they decided to take a moment to rest. Arka invited his friends to sit and enjoy the natural beauty around them. However, as they relaxed, suddenly a rumbling sound came from deeper in the forest. All group members looked at each other anxiously. Arka knew they had to prepare for whatever might emerge. With courage flowing within them, Arka and his friends stood and prepared to continue their journey. They knew this adventure would take them to unexpected places, but they were ready to face challenges together. With the spirit of friendship and courage, they stepped deeper into the forest, ready to discover wonders and face whatever awaited them ahead. Arka took a deep breath and reminded his friends to stay united. "We have overcome many obstacles together, and we can face anything that comes," he said firmly. Luna, Tara, and Bimo nodded, feeling the same spirit. They continued their steps, entering a deeper part of the forest where the rumbling sound grew clearer. As they moved further, they arrived at a stunning open area. In front of them, a large waterfall flowed vigorously, creating a fine mist that enveloped the surroundings. However, behind the beauty, they saw a large shadow moving among the trees. Arka and his friends whispered to each other, realizing that they might not be alone. With hearts racing, Arka led his group closer to the waterfall, ready to face whatever might emerge from behind the trees. They knew this adventure was not just about the beauty of nature, but also about courage and friendship. With strong determination, they stepped forward, ready to face new challenges awaiting them ahead. Finally, Arka and his friends realized that every step they took brought them closer not only to their destination, but also to themselves. This adventure had taught them the true meaning of courage, teamwork, and friendship. With unwavering spirit, they continued their journey, ready to face whatever would come, and looking forward to the wonders still waiting to be discovered. This story conveys several important moral messages, including cooperation and friendship. The success of Arka and his friends in facing various obstacles shows that collaboration and mutual support are key to overcoming challenges. When they unite, they can achieve seemingly impossible goals. Courage in facing fear. Although they felt anxiety and fear, Arka and his friends showed the courage to move forward and face difficult situations. This teaches that courage does not mean not feeling afraid, but continuing to step forward despite the fear.